Rimuru goes to Naruto Verse by manga-nirvana written exam ch9. Rimuru Pov, so we enter room number 301, and Velzard room was 302. Well, she can handle herself. To take our written exam, or should I say spend 45 minutes cheating on our paper. What the worst thing that can happen? She might freeze the entire planet within few seconds. Rimuru. Are you sure this paper is useless? Seal. Yes, master, this whole point is useless. It is just to find out if a ninja can secretly find information from the enemy. Velzard. Oh, it's basically how well we can cheat without getting caught. Velgrand. This is so boring. Hey Rimuru, write our paper too. Rimuru. Okay, well, it would be best for me to handle this exam. You two can have fun in the next exam. Then the head of the interrogation team entered the hall. He wears a darker version of the standard uniform of the intelligence division, along with a black trench coat and gloves. His name was Ibiki. He had a large, imposing figure, which he complemented with a rugged head and face covered with old wounds and scars. His head are always covered by his forehead. Velgrand's sad face. Who was that guy? Closing parenthesis. Seal. His name was Ibiki. He had a large, imposing figure. He is also head of interrogation. According to Kakashi-sensei, he is sadist in nature too. Closing parenthesis. Before beginning the exams, Ibiki warned Team Dosu after their attack on Kabuto Yakushi. During the first part of the exams, Ibiki secretly put 2 chunin into the crowd to answer the questions and to make other genin try to cheat on their exams. Although the point of the test was to test the participants' information-gathering skills. Ibiki appears and announces that the first part of chunin exams is a written test and describes the rules, no asking questions. He further explains that a team's score will be added up at the end of the exam to see which teams pass. Various chunin proctors line the sides of the room and watch to catch cheaters. If caught cheating 5 times, the genin and her team are all disqualified. Rimuru scanned the entire room to see everyone's reaction. Some are scared, surprised and angry. However, the test proves exceedingly difficult, and eventually, most candidates figure out the trick to the exam. To pass, they have to cheat without getting caught. They then used their respective skills to cheat subtly. Rimuru. About time someone figured it out. Well, I hope you have seen the 2 hidden chunin too who are writing answer for us. Meanwhile, Gaara blows sand into another candidate's eyes and uses his sand eyes to read their answers while they're distracted. Kankuro disguises himself as a sentinel and uses it to view other candidates' answers, then goes to the bathroom with the false sentinel to read what the puppet has seen. Tamari. After Kankuro goes to the bathroom, he writes the answers on a small scroll and subtly passes it to her. Kiba uses Akamaru to read the other candidates' answers. Shino uses an insect to read the other candidates' answers. Tenten uses wires to adjust the flaps of a ceiling lamp to view the reflections of other candidates' answers. Rock Lee sad face. Tenten uses wires to adjust the flaps of a ceiling lamp to view the reflections of other candidates' answers and passes them to Lee. Neji uses his Byakugan to see through another candidate's body and read his answers. Sasuke sad face uses his Sharingan to mimic the writing of another candidate. Dosu listens to the patterns in the sound of a writing pencil and deciphers what is being written. Ino sad face uses her mind-body switch technique to view Sakura's answers. Shikamaru. Ino uses her mind-body switch technique on him to write the answers after reading Sakura's. Choji. Ino uses her mind-body switch technique on him to write the answers after reading Sakura's. Rimuru manipulated the warder in the air to see what the 2 hidden chunin has written and copied it. It was Seal idea since both chunin has written a wrong answer, so if he write it correctly it will be huge Seuss. Velgrand sad face. Seal wrote her paper. Velzard use her ice ability to cool the temperature of her room that is 302 is now 2 degrees Celsius and use ice to copy the answers from the chunin from her room. 45 minutes into the written portion of the chunin exams, Ibiki announces that it is time for the 10th and final question. But, he ominously states that there is one special rule for this question. Rimuru. Is the bluff really that scary? Meanwhile, Kakashi Hatake, Asuma Sarutobi, and Kurenai Yuhi rest in the academy staff room and discuss their respective teams' chances of passing the first phase. Kakashi and Asuma explain to Kurenai that Ibiki specializes in interrogation and knows how to get inside the minds of his victims. Back at the exam, Ibiki states that the candidates are free to choose whether or not they want to try and solve the 10th question. If they opt out, the entire team will fail. If they choose to answer the question but get it wrong, they will be barred from taking the Chunin exams forever. Several teams decide to leave rather than risk it. Naruto doesn't have any answers to the first 9 questions and knows that the odds of him knowing the answer to the 10th are exceedingly small. He seems to waver but finally exclaims in his loud style that he will not be intimidated and will become Hokage even if he fails and remains a genin forever. Ibiki. Good one, kid. Well, at least you have guys to do what is necessary. This outburst calms the remaining teams, and everyone is determined to stay for the remaining questions. Seeing that no one else is going to leave, Ibiki passes them all. He explains that the first 9 questions were to test their information gathering skills, whereas the 10th was to test their determination and bravery. After the first phase of the exam is completed, suddenly an average-sized, young woman who was of slender frame spectacularly crashes through the window and states she is the second examiner. She has light brown, pupil-less eyes. Her hair has violet color, like Ultima, styled in a short, spiky, fanned-out ponytail. She was wearing a custom-made outfit that is crafted of thin metal mesh to fit the lines of her body, which covers her from neck to thigh. Over this, she typically wears a tan overcoat with a purple inseam and a pocket on each side, a dark orange mini-skirt, a dark blue belt, and pale gray shin guards. In addition to the typical forehead protector, she also wears a small pendant that looks like a snake fang. Rimuru. Wow, she has quite a fashion style. Look like boys are staring for a long time. Seal. Huh, big meat. Master, this big perverted woman is Anko. She is student of Orochimaru. Velgrand. Hey, why is boys in this room having a nosebleed? Velzard. Looks from her ice ability. Wow, she is not wearing anything inside. She is a waking pervert. Ranga. Rimuru-sama Guy-sama has used a nuclear gravity collapse on a village near Hidden Sand Village. Velgrand and Velzard. Wait, that moron used what on this planet does he wants to destroy the planet? Rimuru. Well, you Guy. Okay, Seal, take my position, I will go with Ranga and take care of Guy. Suddenly Anko realizes that she entered too soon. She tries deflecting blame by instead reprimanding the first stage's proctor, Ibiki Morino, for how many genin were allowed to pass to the second stage. She leads the genin to the Forest of Death where she explains the rules for the second stage and the dangers they'll face in the forest. Naruto mocked her about the rules and he suggests she's exaggerating. Naruto. I am not afraid of this because I will become Hokage. Believe it. Velzard. Can someone please shut this monkey with 2 barren cells? Anko attacks Naruto with a kunai when, only for the kunai to be returned to her by Shior, from village hidden in grass. Velgrand. Good job, mister. Meanwhile, after that students leave, Ibiki picks up Naruto's exam paper and smiles, realizing he just passed a student who didn't answer a single question. He then pick up Velgrand's and Rimuru's paper and realized they had written every answers correctly. The problem is he didn't even see them do anything during the entire exam. That means they are really good in gathering information and not get caught easily. Ibiki. Looks like Lord Hokage was right about the Rimuru. They're good enough to be Chunins. Even when I was careful with those 3, they still gather information without any problems. Let me give him good news about his favorite genin. The next day the candidates gather outside the Forest of Death. Shortly after the second stage gets underway, Anko is alerted to the discovery of 3 dead ninja from village hidden in grass. Among them was Shior. From examining the bodies it becomes clear to her that they've been dead for some time and, because they're all missing their faces, she concludes that Orochimaru has infiltrated the Chunin exams. She orders that the 3rd Hokage be informed of what's happened and that 2 teams of Anbu be deployed, and then goes into the forest to find Orochimaru on her own. She locates him shortly after nightfall and tries to use less than the twin snakes' mutual death technique greater than on him, only to discover at the last moment that she's been attacking a less than shadow clone greater than. He reactivates her less than dormant cursed seal of heaven greater than, immobilizing her with the pain, and warns her not to cancel the Chunin exams before departing. Despite the pain, Anko is eventually able to reach the center of the Forest of Death. Anko Pav. Hiruzun. What happened to you, Anko? Anko. Lord 3rd Orochimaru has entered the forest of death. He may be after Sasuke or Naruto. Hiruzen. This is really bad. Rimuru, seal. Sends Ranga to Lord Hokage. Lord 3rd, a guy named Orochimaru has attacked Sasuke and placed some sort to seal on him. I have tried to heal him, but it looks like seal is trying to corrupt his mind. Hiruzen, it seems Orochimaru has put a curse mark on Sasuke. Anko. Lord 3rd, should we remove Sasuke from Chunin exam and place him under guard? Hiruzen. No, let him stay and continue per Orochimaru's instructions. Anko. Apologizes Lord 3rd, I couldn't finish him off. During the preliminary matches, I stays by the Lord 3rd's side, informing him of the participants. Particularly, I was amazed by Sasuke's control of his cursed seal during his match. A month after the preliminaries, as the final round matches near and it becomes increasingly clear that Orochimaru means ill to Konoha.